Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Locker Room Podcast. I'm your host, Big Mike. Joining me today for a little while, anyway, it's the birthday boy, and he's our head honcho here at Out of the Box Sports Network. The very own Paul Spencer. Happy birthday, there, bud.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. But let me clarify something real quick. I'm not the head honcho here. Everybody is the CEO of the company. So there is no head honcho here, man. You're my brother. You own the company just like I do. So
He's our head honcho.
But you might want to wipe that nose a little bit, brother. Come on, man. You don't need to do that. Your family, brother. Come on.
But
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the birthday wishes at all. I appreciate that. Thanks for all the love, man. I appreciate that.
Just to set things straight, my birthday is also a week from today, so I'll be having a little birthday bash right here next week on Out of the Box. But Paul, we got a great show lined up for today. We're going to be covering them red hot Phillies. We're going to be talking a little bit of NFC East football. I knew I was going to have Paul on with me for that, and I wanted to make sure, that we get everybody's opinion on what's going on. There's my son checking in. What's up, offspring? And we want to make sure we get everybody's opinion on their teams and who do you guys think are going to be the bounce back players on your teams for this year? Okay. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. And then I got the Gobbler joining me a little later on. We're going to discuss the Flyers head coaching vacancy and who they're thinking about bringing in. So I got a lot to say on that matter. Last night was a great game last night, too, in the Stanley Cup, final, beginning of game one. It was really kind of nip and tuck. It was kind of killing me. Like, I didn't know who was going to win. Like, I kept seeing it was like 3-3, 3-3, 3-3. Yeah. And I started fading in and out. And then I saw the Avalanche won. And, this is, I put a little shekels down on that, man. I got to go in 7. So,
I know Pat put the predictions up on Devereaux Sports. I had called the Avalanche last night, but I was sweating that out last night, Mike. I definitely was.
But it was a good game. It really was. Like, I was I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm a little under the weather today. Been battling kind of high temperatures and like not flu-like symptoms, but it just really wasn't feeling well. So I was like comatose in bed, just literally just looking out watching the game last night, and it was really good, man. It was a good game.
It definitely was.
Another thing, I think the NBA game tonight is going to be really good too. I think Boston's going to tie it up tonight.
You really? I mean, you think they're going to outright win that game, or you think it's going to be legitimately close?
Yeah. No. I think they win outright. Boston, Steph and the Warriors are good. They are.
Yeah.
And I just don't. But Boston's good too, and I don't think Boston's going to get closed out on their own floor. I think if they do end up losing, it's going to be out there. I mean, I took the Celtics in 7. I still think that they're probably the best team right now. I mean, they do so much, man, and they were underrated all year. So I know people probably be tuning into that after we're done here, but
I mean, the back half of the season for the Celtics was just an outright, tale of two cities, Mike. They were completely under the radar, and then the second half is like, they're eighth seed. All of a sudden, next thing you know, holy shit, they're what? Their second seed? What is this?
They just came out of nowhere. But if you go back, I mean, before I started doing this podcast, when I was on Devereaux, we were talking about the NBA playoffs before it started, and everybody was like, well, we went around the table about who did they all think would be the sneakiest team, and I brought up the Celtics because I thought they were playing the best ball at the time, really heading into the playoffs. So
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Like we were talking on Out of the Box, and I even thought about it, and I said, I like out of the Western Conference, the Mavericks. I like them, the way they're playing fundamentally as a team. But when they outrighted, the Suns, I'm like, holy crap, this is legit here. And then, of course, the Eastern, I took the Celtics, of course, but I got the Warriors winning in 7, Mike. I got the Warriors winning in 7 at home.
I think. Well, I just took it as game 7, and anything could happen.
Right.
I just felt like maybe with them playing on their home court. Speaking of the Gobbler, there he is. He'll be joining us in a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I think sometimes when you get, like they say, playing at home, you always kind of favor the home team. I think sometimes the pressure can get to the home team.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of,
And here's a
Opening.
topic real quick, Mike. Rob Hefner from the Vegas Sports Scene show on Saturday night at 8 p.m. You guys are going to get into that when Pat Top's on here. That's going to be your last subject. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see my face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Get your popcorn ready, boys, because there might be some few choice words coming out of there. I'm telling you right now. So this might not be PG rated tonight on Out of the Box.
There's a disclaimer on that one. From about was 8:07 about 8:30 ish. Put the kids to bed.
Put your kids to bed. Get your alcoholic beverage ready because Big Mike is going tonight. A few choice words on this.
Oh yeah, that's. But anyway, let's get to a team that's actually doing something here in the city. Right now they're up 7-0. Kyle Schwarber just hit a bomb. Now they're up 7-0 over the Nationals. And yeah, Pat, we're going to get into that. So right now, let's talk about these fighting Phils, man. They won 11 out of 13. You know, I know, Paul, you're a Braves fan, so I know you're feeling pretty good yourself. Your team is what, 14 games now?
Yeah, I mean, Mike, we're family here, and you know what? I even had to wear the Phillies just for you tonight. You know, I'm a diehard Braves fan, but
that's got to be itching, bro. That's got to be your skin's got to be itching.
That's why you see my screen shaking a little bit, Mike, because it feels like I got bugs all over me, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know?
Don't worry though, Paul. I love you, but I'll never wear a Cowboys thing and never wear a Braves thing.
I know.
You're a great dude, but hey, I'm not doing that. But yeah, man. There's our boy Joey Woods. Make sure you guys check him out Saturday morning, his wrestling show. And he's also on the 215 Fight Club. So definitely make sure you guys check them, along with my man Paul Spencer. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing right now, man. You know, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the Phillies, and Pat brought it up. Let's focus on the wild card.
Well, let me ask you that, Mike. I mean, okay, yeah, I'm a Braves fan, but the Braves are red hot as well. Okay, but when you go on a 14 win streak and you think you're gaining distance on the Phillies and catching the Mets, and you look back and see what the Phillies are doing, my God, it's scary because the team is gelling now. Now it's happening. Now they're finding out what they are at the right time.
You know what the best part about it is? All these people that were all on the jock of the New York Mets about how great they were, boy, are they starting to fall from grace, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you spoke
about it. Dude, they were up on the Braves by 10 games a week ago. Going into today, they're only up on them by 5 or 5.5. So the Braves have caught 4 games on them. Now, granted, they still got a little bit of games on the Phillies. I think they're up by like 8.5. I think on the Phillies.
Right.
But even still, they were up on the Phillies by 12. So everybody was talking about how they had this division locked up. I don't care that DeGrom's out. I don't care that Max Scherzer's out. Max Scherzer's 137 years old. Like he's going to break down again. He's going to break down again. Jacob DeGrom, he's got another trip coming to the DL. This dude can't stay healthy. Now, the Mets do got some really good young pitching, and they do got a pretty good offensive team. But it's the New York Mets. You know, I don't care. Like, they got Showalter as their manager, dude. Like, I'm not worried about him. And I've been saying it all year long. Like, they're going to fall back to the pack. Look what happens, dude, when they went out and they played real teams. Like, oh, people are like, oh, yeah, well, the Mets beat up on the Phillies. I'm like, yeah, they did. I'm like, but the Phillies went to L.A. and beat up on the Dodgers. The Phillies actually took the season series from the Dodgers. The Mets went out to L.A. and got smoked by the Dodgers. They lost 2 or 3 to the Padres.
Right.
They lost 2 or 3 to the Giants.
Well, what do you think about that comment right there? Joey Wood said the Phillies are a close.
They are. And I'll tell you right now, they could get a guy really cheap. Right now, I was reading today, it was an article about 5. They were highlighting each day. They're going to highlight a reliever that's out there. And today's highlight guy was a guy that actually the Phillies actually had a couple of years ago, and he got hurt. Dave Roberts. Been pitching with the Cubs. Been pitching very well for them. Very, very well for them. He's been closing for them. And I wouldn't mind seeing them bring him back. I think I know he didn't. He got hurt here, and he wasn't able to kind of live up to the money that they were paying him at that time. But I would bring him back. I think he could definitely shore up that pen. And I'll tell you what, they shore up that pen, man. Look out, because the Phillies pitching has been starting pitching.
Yeah,
I got to give it to them, man. This year, their pitching's been just as good as the Atlanta Braves. Just as good. And I'm like, and that blew me away because I felt like the Braves got the best pitching in the division. I
Okay.
really do. And again, you have a guy that we had just 4 years ago. We had Charlie
Yeah,
Morton 4 years ago here.
exactly.
They let him walk.
Yeah, and now he's like an ace to us. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, he's
You
he's a
know,
guy on the mound
you
that's
got
so
guys that are
confident.
starting to hit. That's why I said, like, and if you listen to my comments, Pat or Paul, whether it was on this, on this podcast or the other one that I was doing, kept saying, I'm not sold on the Mets. I'm not sold on them at all. Watch out for the Braves. I kept saying, watch out for the Braves. The Braves are going to make a run.
Mhm.
And nobody
Yeah,
want, oh, look at them, look at them. They're all fall back. This person's out, that person. I said they are going to make a run. The Mets are not going to keep winning at this pace. I was like, sooner or later, I said the Phillies are going to make a run at them.
mhm.
You know what I mean? I was like, if you looked at the scheduling right now, and if you look at the scheduling, like the first 2.5 months of the season, Phillies had the most brutal schedule of
Right,
anybody in our division. I think
right,
us and
right.
the Marlins were like they were getting smoked. Like they
Mhm.
they just did us no favors. But like I was listening, believe it or not, I was listening to FAN this morning on YouTube. They had a little cut, and I wanted to hear how they were feeling about the Mets. So I listened to it, and it was Boomer Esiason and Gio.
Mhm.
Still have faith in this team. That's right, Rob. Ring the bell. So I'm listening to him, and Boomer's bringing up great points. Boomer's like, listen, he's like, I know we got DeGrom coming back. I know we got Scherzer, or he said, I know we got Scherzer coming back. He goes, DeGrom, I'm not too sure of because every time he comes back, he ends up right back up on the DH or the disabled list, DL.
Mhm.
He's like, he'll end up right back there. He said, what I'm worried about is, he said, I think they ran too much too quick. He said, he's like, if they start losing more and more steam, he's like, I'm worried. He's like,
Okay.
Atlanta caught us. He goes, Atlanta got within 4 games within a week. He's like,
Mhm.
I told you, and that's what it was. He told him if they got within 5 games, he'd be worried. I think Atlanta's like 4 out. So like
Right,
they're
right,
like
yeah,
right there.
right.
And and in the same breath, and he was like, the Gio's like, oh well, we beat all these teams and this and that. He's like, I'm not worried about the Phillies. We've already handled them head to head. And Boomer made the best point. He's like, listen, he said the Phillies had a lot of new pieces that weren't used to playing together. He said
Right.
that team's gelling now. He goes, and they're playing just as good as the Braves. He was like,
Yeah.
and the Phillies can put up runs. He was like, I'm sorry. He goes, but he goes, those the next 6 games that we got against the Phillies. He's like, I'm a little worried about that. He goes, because it's late. He goes, it's later on in the summer.
Right.
He was like, the
Well,
Phillies are playing well. He's like, the Braves are playing well.
right,
But
right.
like this New York mentality of, oh, this team is reminding me of '86 and this, and it's
Well,
reminding me, dude, this don't remind me of the '86 Mets.
yeah.
Like I was
Well,
alive at that time. I saw how good
right,
that
right,
team
right.
was. That
Mhm.
team was crazy
Right.
good.
Well, speaking of the Mets, I mean, Pat comments here. The Mets own us. I mean, are you worried about that later on down the line? I know you're saying the Mets they'll sputter
No,
themselves and beat themselves,
no,
but are you?
because you know what? Yeah, they may win. They may have won the season series from us,
Mhm.
but they called us early in the year.
Right, right, and you're still gelling right there. Your team is
Right.
not the
Yeah,
team
that
that you
team.
on
Like I
paper what
said,
you
I
should be.
told Pat. I said, if you wanna worry about a team, I was like, come see me in August and September, and I'll tell you about the Mets
Okay.
because they're gonna fold like a cheap. They're gonna fold like a piece of paper.
Right,
I'm
right,
telling you
right.
now. You can mark this date down. It's June 16th. I'm looking at it. The Mets are not going to make the playoffs.
Wow, really?
They are not going to make the playoffs. Atlanta and the Phillies will make the playoffs over the New York Mets. Not only do I think
Wow.
not only do I think the Braves catch them and go in first place, I think the Phillies catch them and go in the second
Wow. I mean, what you saying this in the next maybe a month, or what are you looking at? Maybe the back like
month,
a
dude. By the end of this month,
wow. Okay.
the Mets will be out of first place.
We'll clip that and put that on there because you heard it
Yeah,
here out of the
please
box
do.
network
And
from
you can
Locker
put
Room.
hold on quotation marks.
There we
I,
go. There we go. You heard it here
no,
first.
I'm not sold. Listen. I've been telling you all year. I'm not sold on the New York Mets
Mhm.
at all. Sooner or later, like I said, they got some good young pitching. Now there's
Right.
tape on that young pitching. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? They haven't had. They've been playing a lot of cupcakes, man.
Mhm.
They've been playing a lot of cupcake teams, man. And you know what?
I agree.
I don't look at the Phillies as a cupcake team. Yeah, they've had our number, But if you turn around and look at some of the way the Phillies lost these games, like you really kind of just got to look and go, all right, dude, like the Phillies beat themselves more than the Mets beat them.
Yeah.
In these head-to-head games. So, like, I mean, look, the one game they came back and made a miraculous comeback. I think it's going to be great because the Mets will sit there and say, yeah, we came back from 6 runs on you, and I can look at them and go, yeah, but you folded and we still made the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you because being a diehard Braves fan, like we just lost Ozzy for possibly next 3 months.
6 weeks.
6 weeks, okay, month and a half there. That was a huge thing there. But I mean, the Braves are so deep right there. There's just plug and play with them, and their farm system is incredible as well.
Them and the Dodgers got the best farm system, I think, out of anybody.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it because I know their pitching is great. We have Fried, we have Morton, we can go down the line there. But my thing is, listen, you guys are. I don't want to call it a first year team, Mike. You guys got a lot of new players, new foundation players, new stars come in here. And
Right.
in the beginning of the season, the bell had a crack in it. But now, you know what? They're piecing that crap together, Mike, and they're hitting, they're playing, and the word is gelling, just like you said. And only
Yeah.
time will tell. Man, right now, look how far. Only what 3 games out from us, 6, 8 games out from the Mets. Just like you said, it might happen quicker than we all think about it. And being
Oh,
a
yeah.
Brave
Like,
scares me,
listen,
man.
my buddy said by July 4th, my buddy Steve,
Wow. Okay.
he said by July 4th, he said the Mets are going to be out. I think they're going to be out by the end of the month. I really don't. There's just no way. Like, they can't hold that momentum. Like they don't have the Pirates to beat up on now. They don't have all these. They played like 12 games against us,
Right.
and they played the Nationals. Like they haven't played the Marlins yet. I think they only played 3 games with the Marlins so far. And the
Okay.
Marlins are a feisty team, bro. That I
Yeah.
will give you. They are feisty, man.
Yeah, I mean, how do you see them? I mean, I know Pat always says Marlins, can you beat the Marlins? The Marlins have our
They're
number.
feisty. They're feisty,
Yeah,
man.
they're very
And to
feisty.
me, you know what? That game yesterday, when they pretty much shut down our offense all game long. Now, like
Mhm.
again, the Phillies beat themselves. Like they had
Right,
they were
right.
0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. I mean, hell, Reese
Yeah,
Hoskins hit a leadoff triple and got stranded at third
yeah,
and didn't score. So, I mean, the Phillies had a chance to really kind of bury them.
right.
Um, but you got to give the Marlins a lot of credit, man. Like that pitcher was dealing yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, let's, are you going to call right now that the Braves win a division and
Yes,
the Phillies you're going to call that? Okay, you're
I
going with
think the
that one.
Braves. I think they do. I think the Braves win the division. I think they're the best team in the division. I don't
Okay.
think the Mets up. Joe Sullivan. Make sure you check out my man Joe every Monday night on Devereaux, Sully Squad. You got to make sure you check him out. But yeah,
Definitely.
I think the Braves are going to win the division. But you know what? I think the Phillies are going to give them a battle too. You
Okay.
know, I think it's going to come down to it. But I think the Braves got better pitching. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to say this because my buddy Jake is a huge Braves fan. He always gives me shit about being a Phillies fan, but I always tell him, I just say, hey, I'm like, you can never. I'm like, if you ever talk about postseason, I was like, we got 93. You never beat us in the postseason, and he just was like, I hate you. I'm like, PD Cavilla rules, you guys, and I just
Oh,
joke with him.
man.
But
Uh,
yo, Joe's right though. Look at the NL. Look at the NL East right now, dude. They're beasting.
Yeah.
Like you can even look at Florida too. Like the only crappy team we got in this division is the one the Phillies are playing for the next 3 games,
Right,
which is
right.
Washington. Which I'm glad about. Like, give us some teams to beat up on. No offense, but your Braves 14-game winning streak. I saw the teams you guys played.
Hey, Mike, Mike,
Woo!
Mike, 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 stop. We don't, Mike. See. Okay, I'm gonna stop you real quick. Okay, listen, man.
Go ahead.
A
I'll take
W
a
is a
sip of
W
my
in the
coffee.
win. You go ahead. A W is a W in the win column. Either way, Mike. I don't care who you play. Okay, a W is a W. A 14-game win streak goes a long way. Okay, I give
Yes,
your
it
Phillies
does.
credit. I give you Phillies credit, but a win is a win. But I know what you're saying. That little cupcake schedule where, but you know
Cupcake,
what?
bro.
You
That was
beat
served to you
the
guys on a
team.
platter. I do listen, and the reason being is when I was listening. Yeah, Joe. I think they may take all 5. To be
I
honest
think
with
so.
you, that Washington team is horrible.
It is.
But like I said, I was listening to FAN this morning. I was listening to the Boomer and Geo, and Geo was going over the Braves' schedule during this 14-game win streak, and I was just like, oh my god, no wonder why they're at 14. I
Hey,
was like, holy cow! Like it was like Arizona, Pittsburgh. I was like, I'm like, holy cow!
oh
Yeah,
man,
you guys,
yeah,
man. But hey, you know what? This is where you got to give credit where credit's due. You get these bad
right,
teams, you're supposed to beat them, and the Braves
right.
are just beating the teams that are in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, you get a meatball out there, you better eat the damn
Yeah,
meatball. So, hey,
right.
you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Yep.
Shh, keep it down. What's up, Scott? Keep it down about the meatballs, man. Pat's listening. Anything with balls, he gets nuts.
Is that why he's texting me now? He wants to hop on because he just heard meatballs. Is that what's going on here, I believe? Oh, yeah, I
Probably.
got yep. Hey, Joe Suburban right there said the Phillies are already 9-0. When we got on the show,
Well,
they were 6.
there goes my bet. I had him under
Mhm.
8.5, and the Phillies put up 9.
Mike, I'm still in there. I got the money line on that one. So, hey, we're still good with that one. So, hey, hey, I
Oh, I
can
can't wait
still
to
bet
watch. I
I can
can't
still
wait to
bet the
watch the
Phillies.
highlights of this one. Jesus
Long
God,
ball.
9-0. They got to be in like what, like the 5th inning, if that.
They gotta be early, yeah. Hey,
And
Mike, real quick, I wanna put something out. I wanna put a little thing out there, all of our viewers, real quick, if you don't mind, real quick. If you guys are listening right now, all the people are checking in right now, do you actually if you think the Phillies can win this division, why don't you look at the bottom of your screen and give me a heart right there. If you think the Phillies are just gonna be a wild card team, hit the like button. I wanna see, and at the end of this conversation, we're gonna see which one we have out there, Mike. I
yeah, definitely do
I'm
that.
gonna
And
definitely
I'll tell you
I
what,
wanna
another
see
thing too. Guys, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe too. Kind of helps out our algorithm there, and you'll get great content. So just make sure you guys just click the like and subscribe. It is the 4th inning, Scott said. 4th inning, and it's 9-0. Dude, the Phillies might put up a 20 burger tonight. And here's the surprise too: the starting pitcher for Washington was Patrick Corbin.
There we go. Hey, look at this, man. I'm getting all the hearts up there. Look at this. Hey, you got all the hearts saying it. That was the wild card, wasn't it? They're the wild card, wasn't it?
Hey, look,
So,
listen, I don't care as long as they get in.
yeah, I
You
mean,
know
I
what I
agree.
mean?
Hey, you get in the dance. You can go a long way. You get yourself into the dance. It don't matter who you took to the prom. You might score. You know what I mean? Hey,
Yep.
that's the way it works. Very
That's
simple.
what I'm saying. Like, it ain't. They wouldn't be the first wild card team to go to a World Series.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So,
Hey,
but
you
all right.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, but yeah, I really like where this is going with them. I like what they're doing. Like I said, I just want to see the Mets collapse. I don't care. Like I said, I said the Braves are going to win the division anyway. So, but Nicholas Denny
Mhm.
saying we need to get bullpen help. I agree. Like I said, Dave Roberts is an
I
option
agree with
out
that.
there. I would love to see him, go after
Mhm.
him. And Scott, you got the right idea there, man. Get your foot in the door. Anything can
Yeah,
happen.
those numbers right here, exactly. Don't matter who you dance with. It's
Two
matter if you
scores,
score. That's you're damn right. You're damn right.
right?
Yeah,
All
but I
right,
mean,
we're gonna
I think
switch.
the Phillies will do a lot of damage. I
We're
think they
gonna
will.
switch gears a little bit here now. I
Okay.
loved all the Phillies talk. Just give me your real quick before we go over to that, Paul. Uh,
Mhm.
let me finish up with our baseball. Where do you see the Braves finishing up at? Like, how many wins do you think they're going to end up finishing up with?
You know what? I'm gonna go with like about a 90 area. I don't want to go over 100, but I do think they win the division. I think it's going to be very close, honestly. I think it's going to be maybe I want to say not even maybe a 5-game window either way. But I want to say the Braves win the division, Mike. I honestly do, but I keep it real no matter what. The way the Phillies are playing right now, man, I don't know. We're one injury away if one of our starters go down. The way the Phillies are playing long ball and playing as a team right now, it can go either way. But I think the Braves go. I want to say maybe 90 wins this year. That's where I want to go. Maybe 90 to
I
95
got
wins.
I got the Braves winning around 86, and I think they beat the Phillies out by 2 games. I get the Phillies getting
Oh,
about 84. Like I see Braves like 85, 87 wins. I
mhm.
see I see the Phillies getting around 84, 85 wins, and the
Right.
Braves winning the division.
Yep.
Um, but I mean, like I said, now we're going to switch over to some foosball because I got
Hey.
to allow some time to go over what I just what was reported today.
Okay.
This is the question I have: who needs to have a bounce back year? Not just for me from the Eagles, but guys out there, whoever is watching this. If you're not a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, if you have another team, I want to know in the comments who do you guys feel on your team needs to have a bounce back year to have your team be successful in the 2022 NFL season. Me personally, I'm going to give you a little shocker. I know we were talking off of this. Everybody's been saying Jalen Hurts needs to have a bounce back year and throwing the ball. I think that's well documented. It's been overstated.
Right.
I'm going on the defensive side of the ball. The Eagles actually went out and re-signed this guy, and I'm going to say Derek Barnett. I think Derek Barnett needs to have a bounce back year. He's got to produce more on that defensive line than he has been. He got supplanted last year by Josh Sweat. He got supplanted by him.
Yeah.
What a lot of things that haven't been being talked about with the Eagles with them is Scott Shelton says Fletcher Cox. Okay, I can agree with that. Fletch kind of had a bad year last year. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Joe, there, but I'm not talking about Hurts. I mean, Hurts is it's anybody on the Eagles besides Hurts. Like everybody knows Hurts has got to have a good year this year. They built all around him. So I'm talking about bounce back as in somebody else other than Hurts. Like I said, I'm going with Derek Barnett because, like I said, I think if he comes back and he is better in this defensive scheme that Gannon's running, now you're looking at it. Now you got four defensive ends that can just get up the field, and I'm not even including Hassan Reddick. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you'll have Graham and Graham and Sweat on the outside. Then you got to back up the young kid, Patrick, the kid from Coastal Carolina we had last year. They used him as an edge rusher. Have him, and then you have Sweat and Graham. Then you have Barnett and the kid from Coastal Carolina that was rushing, and Patrick something. I forget his last name. You have them going. You got the four studs in the middle of that defense, the rotating tackles. So I'm looking forward. Ev says Lane Johnson. I don't think so. I think Lane had a pretty good year last year.
Yeah.
If he does, but yeah, me too, Joe. Me too. I would love to see that. Like, that's another thing too. Like, if he cut down his penalties, it would be great.
What do you think about Andre Dillard? What do you think about that one?
I don't think he's going to be here, Scott. I think he's gone. I think they're going to trade him.
Okay. Here's where I'm going. Here's where I'm going to go. We talked about it before the show here, and we talked about the obvious Hurts. That to me, that is your make or break guy. That is your icing on the cake to me. Mike. And that's pretty much the obvious state of the case. Every fan out there, every Eagles fan is going to say Hurts. But outside the box, I kind of agree with Rob Hefner here and also
Miles Sanders.
Sanders.
I'm not going to disagree with his yardage because he was running the ball. But you got to let him get in the end zone. No touchdowns.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with that one because I think it's going to be a Miles Sanders. The obvious is Jalen Hurts, but the way Sanders is, I mean, you have a really nice backfield. It's really depthful. You have a lot of great running backs out there. And I tell you, Miles Sanders is looking over his shoulder right now. I think if he balls out, we talk about with the Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott, most overpaid running back in sports history to me right now. And then you got Tony Pollard out there. But it's just like Tony Pollard out there. He has to ball out. Now, to me, I think it's Tony Pollard for us this year. But with you guys, I would probably go with Miles Sanders, honestly. I really think he should. If he has a breakout year, this offense could be more spectacular because, with Gainwell in the backfield as well, it could be really solid for you guys this year.
My guy for the Cowboys to have a breakout, a bounce back season, DeMarcus Lawrence.
You know what, Mike? Real quick, I don't think he's going to have a great season. I'm a true fan, and I'll tell you, I don't think he's going to have a great season because he's going to demand that double team out there, Mike, and he's not what he used to be. He has to have a bookend over there to take off, one defender because he can move and switch sides, but the only way I can see that happening is if Parson plays on top of him. That could be devastating right there. We've seen what happens, but
you guys signed Leonard Floyd too, didn't you?
I don't think we did. I didn't see his name out there. No, I don't think we did unless I didn't see it out there.
Yeah, go back and take a look because they got an edge rusher. Okay. I thought they got Leonard Floyd. He used to be with the Bears and the Rams. And I thought Dan Quinn brought him in. I think he could definitely do wonders. There you go. Darren Waller. Yes, I agree with that. That dude needs to have a bounce back year.
He does. I mean,
I think he'll get help now too. Now that you got Devontae Adams out there, now they can't double him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they just signed legitimate pieces. Renfro's out there. He's a great slot receiver to take off pressure in the slot. And then Waller, he's a complete nightmare out there as a tight end. At his size, his speed, it's insane.
Could you imagine if he was still on the Ravens? Like the Ravens let him go.
Why does Joey have to bring up stuff like this? They had Gregory, then faked them out. We already know that, okay? They faked this out. He did big okey dokey out there. Joey, you know what? Joey,
Uh,
just remember that, Joey. Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to me and my Cowboys, I like to say Pollard, but a bounce back year. I say this every year, Mike, as a true Cowboy fan. There's one player that needs to bounce back and actually play 17 games. It's Tyron Smith on the offensive line. He
Ooh,
hurt.
good luck with that.
That's why I said one day in hell it's going to snow, and that'll be the day he plays 17 games. I'll tell you that, or it'll never happen. I know that for sure. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I wanted to give people a chance to chime in, with their teams,
Hmm.
and think who they felt they needed to have a bounce back year. And to me, it was Derek Barnett. For me, like I said, I was thinking outside the box. So, like I said, everything was kind of pointed on it. I knew people were going to probably go with Miles Sanders scoring touchdowns, but
Right.
I was just thinking defensively, man. If you can get anything legit, like if he could just start hitting people in between whistles, that would be great. You know what I'm saying? So, but hopefully here, like I said, in about 2 minutes, man, we're going to switch over to Flyers talk. But I just wanted to get
Yeah,
what was going
we just
on.
invited Pat. Yep, we just
Yep,
invited Pat to see if he can hop on real quick with us.
yep.
I mean, there's some other
But
comments out there. What about BG Brandon Graham? What do you think about that one?
I think he's going to have a comeback year, man. Yo, he was a beast. Like that defense, if you watched it, they played really good until he got hurt. Like if you watch that 49er game, 49ers couldn't do nothing against the Eagles defense, and then he went down. He went down, and then all of a sudden the floodgates opened.
Hmm.
I thought he brought a lot of really good pressure. Uh,
Yeah, I agree.
and like I said, he's almost back to like he's going to be wreaking havoc. Like I said, who are you going to block on that line? Like especially too, like they're going to be sending Hassan Reddick and Brandon Graham from the same side.
Mike, it's like I'm not even sweating enough wearing this Phillies BS, that I'm on here wearing. But when you talk about that Eagles defensive line, man, I get sweats. I really do thinking about it being. We've talked about this before, Mike. Where to me the Eagles have solidified that defensive line, man. And to me, with the offensive injuries that we had, giving up La'el Collins, Tyron Smith being hurt, losing, excuse me,
Connor
oh,
Williams.
Connor Williams out there. It hurts, man. And then you go out and get a rookie out there that you think that rookie is going to hold up against a Jordan Davis coming at nose tackle. It's not going to
Not
happen
even so much hold up against Jordan Davis, but like
with the weapons pieces
he's
around
replacing an all pro like that. That was to me like
him.
I understand the Cowboys are a good team, but
Hmm.
like you some Cowboy fans up here they gotta you know you gotta come up here like some people up around our area that root for the
Right.
Cowboys. They're a little delusional. They're like, oh well, we spoke to you guys. Like I watch these shows, right? And the best one is, and it was great. I'm listening to Stephen A. Smith talk about how the Cowboys put up 90 points against the Eagles last year,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
best rebuttal, like this was the was it Marcus Spears? They call him Marcus Spears. He's on the same show.
Yeah.
Marcus Spears goes,
Yeah.
"Well, you got to throw out that second game." He said because they was playing against guys from Philly that wasn't even they just signed to play that week. He was like, he goes, if you go back and watch that game, he said the second unit of the Eagles was giving Dallas a game up until like halfway through the
Yeah.
almost halftime. He said, and then that was it. So all I know is this. Um, we're getting ready to move on to our final segment, and I
Yeah. We're
suggest
trying to
you
get Pat.
really
We're
quick.
trying to get Pat on there, but he actually hasn't even picked up the messenger or the message, the invite yet, Mike. I don't
That's
know
all
why.
right, man. Well, I'm going to go without him, and if he wants to join on, he can click and get him on here, man.
Whoa, whoa. No, but you know what? I like this one. That's as a Cowboy fan, Mike, if I may, can I speak on this real quick?
Go ahead.
You're right. Most Cowboy fans in the Northeast are assholes. Let me tell you something. I lived 30 years in the Northeast, right in Mayfair, the hardest section, right where Devereaux's at. That's why Pat named it Devereaux Sports Site. It's been a great 20 years there. And I tell you what, it's not only in the Northeast, it's across the United States. And I'm coming at you, Cowboys fans, not the real ones out there, but the fake ones. Man, it's time to get a clue, brother, because you'll never hear me say the 5-time Super Bowl champs. I speak it real. If they suck, they suck. If they play good, I'm going to tell you the truth. But that's everywhere. I mean,
Dude,
as
listen,
long,
the
oh,
loyal like Dallas Cowboy fans from the Dallas area are some of the greatest people I've ever
they
met in my
are.
life.
They are,
Like
man.
I've been down to Dallas. I've seen an Eagles Cowboys game from the old Texas Stadium, and those
Mhm.
people could have been any more nicer. And I told him, I said, and the one guy literally asked me. He said, "Hey man, can I?" He said, "Are you from Philadelphia?" I said, "Yes, sir, I am." He said, "Why do you guys hate us so bad?" And I told him, I said, "It's not the people who live here in Texas who root for the Cowboys." I said, "It's the people who used to be Eagle fans who jumped on the Cowboys bandwagon that are now all of a sudden."
Yes.
You know, I said one year
Yeah.
they're wearing Eagle stuff, talking about how great Buddy Ryan is, and the next year they're running out there with a Cowboys, right out there with a Cowboys starter world, Super Bowl jacket, and you're like, really, dude? Oh yeah, I love Emmitt Smith. Come on.
Yeah. Mike, that's honestly true. Like my thing is, Mike, we've known each other for a while now, and I tell you what, well, I get called a bandwagon fan far too many times. But man, let me tell you something. I've been with my Cowboys ever since, through the best possible years, through the worst days of darkness, man. And if you ever listen to our show, Matt and I always say 26 years, man. What have you done for me lately? And it's not a damn thing. As long as you stay true to your team, hey, I respect the 100% the hell out of you. But I
Yeah,
get
like
it.
man, I was born an Eagles fan, but I'll tell you what, also got a little love, and I'm not gonna lie, I got a little love for the Los Angeles Chargers when they were in San Diego.
Mhm.
I was a huge, I loved Natron Means, I loved Junior Seau when he played out there. So I was, like I would never root for the Chargers against the Eagles, but man, I would root for the Chargers, man. I really would, man. I would root for them too, but nowhere near the fandemonium as the Eagles. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To me, and somebody asked me, they're like, "Well, how could you like the Chargers and the Eagles too?" I'm like, "Well, I watch plenty of football, so my team would play at 1 o'clock, and I would always see the Chargers playing at 4.
Yeah.
And that's how
Yeah.
I looked at it.
I'm looking at decades of misery. Hey, listen, welcome to the show. I've been almost 3 decades with my team right now. So hey, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
At least
I
you
don't
guys
know,
have.
man. I don't think the Giants are going to be that far. I like Dable. I think he's going to bring something to that team.
I mean, I
He
think
just
they
got to get his own people in there. Right now, he's doing what he
exactly.
got to do with Gelman's pieces.
Yep. Mike, here's a comment real quick. How do you guys think Russell Wilson will do in Denver this year? I think I think he's going to be legit out there. I think Denver actually wins this AFC West this year. I think they surpass. I think,
No,
I think,
no,
I think they do, Mike.
no,
I think
no way, no way,
who
no
do you
way.
have? Who are you going to take? The Chiefs again?
Chargers, baby, Chargers. Did you see
You
what they did to their defense?
I understand that, but hey, listen.
No,
Oh
no.
my no,
Listen,
man.
they got the offense. The Chargers got the offense that can go with anybody now in that division, but they upgraded their defense. Dude, you got Bosa on one side, Khalil Mack on the other. Russ is
Yeah,
going to be running for his life. I like
yeah.
the Broncos. But the Chiefs are going to be a third place team this year. Third
Oh,
place team. I got
oh,
the Chargers winning it. I got the Raiders coming in second. I got Denver coming in fourth.
okay. Joe Sullivan says out there, watch out for the Raiders. Right.
And
They're
that's what
they're the sleeper.
me and Joe talked about that. I
They're
have
the
the Raiders
sleeper.
coming in second place in that division, man. The Raiders defense is nasty. Broncos got an okay defense. They got
Right,
an
right.
okay defense. The problem with the Broncos is they're one of their best weapons. They traded to get Russ. You traded Noah Fant, dude. It's going
Yeah,
to be a bloodbath, though,
I
and
agree with that
that's going to
division.
be like I said to Joe on my very first pod. I told people, man, 4 o'clock games this year, watching the AFC West. Oh, money! I'm going to be right in front of my TV watching them,
Yep. Hey,
or at a
well,
sports book.
Mike, listen, I know you guys are going to hop on about this. I'll put your little banner up there right now for you. Hey, listen, man, I'm going to tag my tag team partner in here because listen, I do watch some hockey, but I want to hear the big boys talk about some hockey here because I'm legitimately not in this conversation. So I'm gonna bring Pat on real quick and I'm gonna say hello to him. Pat,
What's
what's
up?
going on?
Nothing
Yo,
much,
yo,
man. Hey,
I'm
hey,
gonna hop
hey.
out
What's
of
up,
here.
fellas? I'm
Good. I'm
excited
gonna
to
yo,
hop
be
yo.
on.
out of here.
All right, Paul. Well, you can go enjoy the rest of your birthday and listen to this because me and you, Pat, we're about to put the kids
You
to
Yes.
guys
bed.
have a good night.
Yo. What's going on, my man Mike? What's up,
What's going
brother?
on? I just seen that Tortorella got signed for 4 years.
Well, do you want? Obviously, this is your program, your show. Do you want to take the first swing? Then I can punch. I'll
No,
follow up.
because I'm going to go on a tirade. You're the guest, so go
Uh,
right ahead. How are you feeling about
uh,
this idiot?
first, first of all, hi Scott. Hey Rob. Listen. Hey brother, my man Scott. Listen. I'm furious. I'm beyond aggravating. I don't get with everybody. You see my post yesterday. Everybody is telling me that I'm wrong. And hey, Mike, what was AV about the tough guy, hard attitude? What did I give him? Look, that gave him a 2-game. First year was A-okay. Then the second year with that dude, nothing, missed the playoffs. The third year, his last year here, someone forgot 10 years. 10-game losing streak. Guess what? They bounced him. And then right after that, what happened? A 13. What's up, my man, Joe? 13-game losing streak. Yo, terrible. And by the way, you catch my man Joe every Monday night on Soul Squad. 13-game losing streak. Terrible. Okay, they want to bring this clown, this guy. What's he going to do? What's he going to do for you? He only had one cup on his belt with a powerhouse Tampa Bay team from back in 2002 or 2003. Okay, that regime's over. That regime is over. Okay, this guy, he plays he's a snarky, tough guy. Wants to get smart as a player and gets him nowhere. Minimal success. Minimal. The problem is not going to be Tortorella. You can have Wayne Gretzky coaching his team. It runs deeper than that. It's the front office. But I'm so tired of everyone telling me I'm wrong and everyone's praising, this guy coming in here and he's going to turn this whole world around. And this, I'm tired of that. Open your eyes. Take the orange sunglasses off, people. Take the orange sunglasses off, people. You need to realize something. This guy ain't turned nothing around. You need to start looking at the front office. Again, time in, time out. But go ahead, Mike. I'm fired up.
Here we go. I've been holding this in now. This is worse than a fart.
Oh, yeah.
I do not like John Tortorella. He is not the right fit for the Flyers. He's a guy who comes in and acts like he knows. He comes in and he acts like he will have your team fundamentally sound. Joe, this dude is a joke.
Yes.
He is a joke of a hire. If you couldn't get Barry Trotz or you couldn't get Cassidy from Boston, that's fine. Then you go out and you get yourself a younger coach and then just break it down. If you're going to break it down completely. This dude is a joke. He was in New York. He got them to a cup final in a weak Eastern Conference. It was a weak Eastern Conference. That's why he got to a final. Oh, which, by the way, he lost to the guy that you're replacing him with. The guy that you're trying to replace is you're trying to replace him with the guy who beat him. AV beat him in a cup final, which was AV's only cup final. That's one. Hold on. Two. This dude, what did he do with Columbus? He had a slew of talent in Columbus and did nothing. Yeah. Nothing. He is a blowhard. That's all this dude is a blowhard. He likes to run his yap. He's going to be combative with the media. That'll be something great for the media. Yes. He'll be jobless within 2 seasons. Great hire by Chuck Fletcher. You're a friggin' idiot. You brought in this dude. He sucks. Okay? And you know what? If Tortorella does find some magic and actually coaches this team the right way, I'll be the first one to say that I was wrong. But guess what? Follow his track record. He had a dominant team in Tampa in 2004. When you can roll out 4 lines and 3 to 4 lines got stars on them, you're going to win a cup. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, no. I think it's great. Like, he is an idiot. This here is just it's mind-boggling. It really is. Like, somebody should grab Chuck Fletcher by the throat and just choke him.
Dude,
making this hire.
I still don't get it.
That's what I'm saying. People are going to tune in. Rob's got a point. Rob's got a great point right here. You'll get more viewers. You'll get more viewers for the press conferences.
But but Mike, you and I've seen this show before. He's going to yell at the press boss and he's going to yell at his players, and it gets you where? Okay, because at the end of the day, you got no cops.
You're going to tune them out,
and you're going to tune them out. You know why? Because the same regime just happened with. And look, Paul's not a big hockey guy, but you know why he became a hockey fan? Because of guys like AV and his coaching methods. And you know what? Everyone listened. We listened to AV, but the players didn't. And soon they'll be his first year, and everyone will be listening around. And he'll be fizzled out within a year or so. It's another retread. And believe it or not, I gotta give our very own John Lee credit. Why not go? And no pun intended. Why not go outside the box? Why not go to the Tampa Bay coaching staff, one of their assistants, or Colorado, someone who's having success? Why are we going to the retread, the retreads.
Oh,
What's up? What's going on? You all right?
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, listen, I'm gonna back out real quick. My sound's not working, so I'm gonna leave you guys alone. Okay?
You got it.
All right.
So, but like I said, you and I've seen the retreads. These things don't work. You're kicking a tire on a guy because no one else wants to kick the tires on him. Okay, Boston doesn't want him. Vegas doesn't want. I'm sorry, not Boston. Vegas doesn't want him. Winnipeg doesn't want him. You know where he's going to stuck? He's here because it's the worst team in the league. It's the worst team. Him and Gritty are going to have getting along fine. It's stupid.
I want to see Gritty kick his ass.
Right. I mean, what's he going to do with TK? Really? Like, is he really going to turn him around?
Joe brings up a good point here. He says the Flyers have zero buzz. Is that the main reason for this? I don't know.
It's desperation. It's a desperation move.
Yeah, it's a desperate general manager who's not doing his due diligence. Like,
no, and
Tortorella has not done nothing. He really hasn't.
No.
Like, I watched him. Dude, did you watch him when he was in Columbus? This dude, Doc Rivers 2.0? No, like, he's worse.
Scott
is bad.
Scott,
he is bad.
Yeah, again, he's going to get snarky with the media, and he's going to tell the media to shut up. And all these sheep around here, all the Flyer sheep are going to love because that's what they like. They like a guy who wants to drop the gloves all the time. But guess what? At the end of the day, your points still say 0, and someone else is winning the cup. It's terrible. Look around. Look at Tampa Bay developing stars. Look at Colorado and Joe Sakic. A guy with championships underneath his belt. Why are we going down this avenue where we can't win? Why? This is another reason why it's going to be over 50 years again with no cup. It's moves like this that Chuck Fletcher's making that has me questioning Chuck Fletcher and his leadership of what he's doing and this is why I'm starting to wonder why he got thrown out of Minnesota. And it's moves like this and like I said, this is not all about Chuck Fletcher. This is the wrong decision.
Well, this is Fletcher's last coach.
But he understands. Again, this is a guy of the people, and like I said, you and I understand this is a bad move, but everyone and all the sheep around here are saying, "Oh no, this is great. He's going to light fire underneath people's butts, and he's going to turn TK around. And he's going to turn Ivy Provy, and he's going to turn this and that." Stop it! You're
Joe
only fooling yourself.
You said the Flyers have become a distant 4 in the 4-for-4. Yeah, they have.
Joe, I'm sorry. I know, like I said, I know a lot of people don't have it. I got, I got Birds, Phillies, Sixers, whale poop, Flyers. Okay, whale poop. Because
the Flyers
in the ocean,
good, man.
There's nothing lower than whale poop, and that's where they're at. Okay, whale poop.
But I look at it like this, man. I'm not sold on him. Like I said, I've watched his track record. Like people always bring up that he won a cup in 04. He went to a cup, with the Rangers. And like my whole answer to that was, if you go back and look at that,
well, like you said, they have established teams.
Yeah, but if you go back and look when the Rangers went to the cup, it was a very weak Eastern Conference. Like all the stars were on the Western side. Crosby was out that year. Malkin was out that year.
Right.
This year, Pittsburgh was all banged up. He didn't do nothing amazing. Dude, what did he do when he went to – this is why I keep bringing up Columbus. Dude, they had Rick Nash. They had Bobrovsky in net. Okay? They had Hartnell there. They had all these players that were out there, and then what?
And fell apart.
He didn't do it.
And the wheels fall apart.
It's a blowhard, dude. And you know what? This is Fletcher's last hire for a coach. If he doesn't work out, which I know it's not going to work out here. It's not. I don't see him winning a cup here. Not with this team.
I'm 100% with you. I said, look, there's many times where you and I don't agree much on a Sunday morning, but that's why I'm glad to be on here because this is where you and I are seeing.
He's horrible. I don't get. Yeah. Like, listen, dude. I listened to Al Morganti this morning, and Al Morganti's going, dude. He's like, oh yeah, you got to have him here. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm
terrible.
Like, no. I do not like him. Don't want him.
Mike, this is why, again, I don't pay attention to those guys. But no, like those guys, I don't know if they're doing. Everyone's like, oh yeah, well he's going to turn things. Like, what's he going to turn around? Let's be honest with ourselves. What's he going to do? Because he hollers and screams and he gets mouthy with the media. So what? So what? That really does you justice. Like you said, he had a magnitude of talent with him in Columbus. Nothing. He's done nothing with the Rangers. We're acting like this guy is the next best thing, and he's not. Like you said, AV beat him. So what's that tell you? See, again, you're making all the wrong moves. And like I said, the Flyer sheep around here has got to stop because he likes to get mouthy with the media. Who cares? Who cares about that?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And Joe, you bring up a good point. I'm hoping I can sit through a game next year, man, because I couldn't sit through one this year. I really couldn't. I had tickets that were offered to me. Like, my buddy's got great seats. He offered me tickets and parking for like half the price, dude. I didn't go. So I'm hoping with Kevin Hayes, man. I really am. Look, at least man, I know he actually played under Tortorella. Believe it or not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, look,
I guess that would kind of be a good thing with him. He kind of already knows what to expect with this idiot coming in. But,
dude, and that's all I see is clown. And I just see, like I said, the Flyers, they throw you any kind of tool, and and the Flyer sheep who I've been getting hit up by all day yesterday, telling me what an idiot I am.
I know. I was reading the comments, dude. I'm reading the comments, and I'm going, you guys watch hockey?
Like, not right.
It's great to be a Flyers fan, but sometimes you got to turn on another game and watch another game to see what's going on in the NHL.
Mike,
pardon my French, he's a fucking idiot.
Mike,
like, no, I do not like this dude.
Mike, you're spot on. Mike, you're spot on. Like, I don't understand. I mean, like I said, I don't know, because you and I watched the whole entire NHL entirely, that these people just watch, wherever the Flyers throw them. And, a guy, again, I got, guys chiming in to me.
Joe, you're right on that. A healthy Coots and a bounce back by Hayes, yeah.
Yeah, listen.
I do think the Flyers are going to add some pieces. The only problem is, here's the thing in a nutshell, Pat. I don't trust Fletcher anymore. I was trying to give the dude the benefit of the doubt.
I told you to look out for that one.
You did. But, again, I want to see who he gets to come here and who they're going to try to recruit to bring in here now with Tortorella. I don't like Tortorella. I don't. I think he's a blowhard. I really don't pay him any mind when I watch him. Like, if I don't pay him any mind, like, I don't know what's so great about this dude. Like, I really don't. To me, he is this generation's version of Mike Keenan. If you remember Mike Keenan won a cup with the Rangers. He was here with the Flyers. Went to the Stanley Cup Finals here with the Flyers. Went to the Rangers, won a cup with the Rangers, and then everybody thought he could go everywhere and win. And he got like 6 other jobs. So,
yeah, and listen,
I agree with you there too.
Yeah,
who's Provy anyway? I would keep Konechny. I would just change his role. Don't have him going around trying to be
those roles. But to me, like I said, if you watch Provy's stick handling and his passing and shooting, he's fine. But he put him on the wing anywhere. I've been begging for this. To me, it's the Ben Simmons effect. He cannot play defense to save his life. He doesn't know how to stick nobody. He can't read a defense. He can't read an offense. He don't know how to read zones. Please, I'm begging you, put him on offense. He's a much more of a reliable piece than he is on defense. Please. And like you said, and TK, get him out of the goon role. The guy's 5'11". Everyone else is 6 foot above. They're going to use his face like a speed bag. Stop it. Just use him.
Rob Hefner, our Vegas connection guy, says the Golden Knights will win a cup before the Flyers. You know what? I wouldn't put it past it because everybody else in the league has been winning cups. It's been almost 50 years since the Flyers have won a cup.
Look,
like, everybody's been winning but the Flyers. So,
hey, Rob, can I tell you something, buddy? The Sixers will win the cup before the Flyers. Okay, that's how crazy it sounds.
And especially with them hiring Tortorella. To me, like I said, the guy's a goof.
Yeah,
he's a goof. Come on. There's you literally ran out and tried to get a guy that nobody else wanted. Nobody in the NHL wanted.
Back to square one. Desperation move that this Flyers team needed. And for what
listen, I was watching NHL Network a little earlier too, hearing about this, and they're all drinking the Kool-Aid too. I'm like, what?
Because
what are you guys saying?
That's because he likes to throw his fist around. That's because he likes to punt and like I say, get snarky with the media. And the fans are gonna love him. Yeah, that's what we're used to, is these sheep throwing, like I said, the Flyers in their front office throw to the fans, we're going to take this guy. And the Flyer fans come up with every excuse why he's a great coach. But you and I can read through the lines. We see this. This is this train is bound to go off the track at some point.
The one thing I will give credit where I think he will help the Flyers, Tortorella, defense. his teams do play good defense. Like, I mean, as much as I'm trashing the dude, I will say this: if you go back and look at some of his teams, he's had very active defensemen. He's had guys that will get in front of the puck. Like he'll draft guys that'll come in and knock out everything off of they'll block shots. So I think they'll be more active that way. They'll be more active in front of Carter Hart. But offensively, I just don't. I don't see where this guy's.
No, I don't see it either. Like I said, again, maybe he brings out the best in Pro. Like you said, if he could get a good defense going and all that stuff, and maybe like I said, maybe that helps out Carter Hart. But I'm not fooling myself. I'm not sticking my hands underneath the blankets and hitchhiking.
That it's a little hard to hear, bro. I think your background, bro.
Oh, guys, quiet. So, like I said, I'm not put my hands underneath the blankets and start hitchhiking. Okay, I'm not doing that yet. Okay, I'm not. Everyone else wants to hitchhike. That's on them. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not there either, man. Like I could care less about him, man. That's what I just brought up, Joe. Yeah. His teams do block a lot of shots. Like he does concentrate on the defensive end, which I think will help the Flyers there. But overall, it's just the whole circus that comes with him. It's just not worth it.
And Mike, I'm already hearing people talk about radio talk. I'm hearing people already giving up on Carter Hart. I'm like, guys, you have to give him a defense.
Of course.
Give him
you're going to give up on a goalie that had no defense in front of him.
You see what he's capable of.
Yeah.
We see what he's capable of. Give him a defense. It's like a quarterback without no line. You know what I mean? If you give a quarterback a line, he'll pick you apart for days. But if you don't give him a line, he's no good.
Right.
Same
My
thing.
son says right here, he says, but does Hart have the confidence to still be a top 5 goalie?
Yes.
I think it will be once he gets going. You know what I mean? Like once he gets going, I think he'll be all right. The key to them this year is Ryan Ellis. Is he going to play, or are we going to trade him?
No, to me, he's injury prone. And I'll be lucky if he sees 10 games. Be lucky. And that's.
I'd like to see the Flyers trade him. Really, if he doesn't want to pay here, get rid of him. Trade him. Get some good players back.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, it sucks, man. It just sucks because, like I said, we're stuck here, and I like Mike, you missed that with us. I'm not too sure if the Flyers know anything about cap space because that's where they look like they're going to get hurt at in the cap. Because like I said, they got just so many pieces, and like I said, they whatever is available. Like I said, this is their typical Flyer way. Whatever person was good 20 years ago, they just take, and that's their thing there. And it's just like I said, it's mind-boggling where this franchise has gone in less than 3 years. Everyone buying into the AV system. The guy's out of job, and now the front office is being questioned. But the front office, back to Rod Hefner's point. It's only 2 to 3 pieces away, which was a bone-faced lie. And now, like I said, now you're going to throw this goofball into the mix. That really has me not believing into what they're going to be throwing at me. So,
all right. Again, well, listen, Pat. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm about to wrap this up real quick. I want to thank you for coming on. Guys, don't forget every Saturday morning you can check our man Joey Woods on the Wrestling Show. You can check Rob Hefner out Saturday night. Tuesday, Joey and Paul. 215 Fight Club every Wednesday night. Of course, you got We Them Boys 215 with Paul and Matt Klein. And every Thursday, you got myself right here. Pat, thanks again, man, for coming on.
Thanks, baby.
It was good seeing you. I'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday morning on the program.
Yep. Guys, make sure you check me and Pat out on his program, The Gobbler Show on Devereaux. Thanks again to everybody that checked in. It's been real. It's been fun. But right now, we got to go. So with that being said, we're going to let you go, and I'll see you guys next week.